It's Friday afternoon, which means it's time for your favorite comedy talk show, The Random Kristian Show. Today, The Random Kristian Show is talking with actress Rebekah Kennedy. The Random Kristian Show is brought to you by Mrs. A's Famous Salsa Buena. 3 unique blended salsas made with fresh cilantro and just the right amount of heat. To find a store near you, just visit mrsafamous.com. The Random Kristian Show is proudly supported by The Advisor. Created by Colonel James Neil Broaddus, this Facebook group is a great resource and network for creatives. Contact them on Facebook at The Advisor. The Random Kristian Show can now be seen and heard on the Rabbit and Red Radio Network. Check them out at rabbitandredradio.com. Intro music provided by the Dead Campers. Check them out on Spotify or at deadcampers.com. Like what you hear? Don't forget to take a quick second to like, follow, and subscribe to get notifications when we go live. Now here's your host, Kristian Random.
Is jerk host? What?
What?
Did you call me a jerk host?
No, now here's your host.
I heard here's jerk host. Okay.
Jerk host?
It's me, Jerky Boy.
Here's jerk host.
Here's jerk host.
Okay. No, all right. No, here's your host, whatever. What's your name?
We'll go to the playback later.
Yeah.
So it's the pre-Thanksgiving show. Welcome to it. And that's why I'm drinking and eating during the show because yeah.
You lost your camera?
Yeah, I did. So, awesome.
I got that going for me now.
Sure, right. Get that going. Bear with me one moment.
All right, we will bear. That's funny. Yeah. So, welcome to the Random Kristian Show's pre-Thanksgiving episode. We have actress Rebekah Kennedy on. Very excited to talk to her today. And what else do we have going on? We got a lot going on. And as soon as Kristian gets his lovely face back on, we'll talk a little bit more here. But how are you guys doing? How's everybody out there? We're happy to have you here. Again, thanks to our sponsor, Mrs. A's Famous Salsa Buena. She's great. We love her. She will actually be coming up December 6th with some great holiday recipes. So tune in for that one. That's going to be fantastic. We love it when Mrs. A comes on and basically makes us hungry for the rest of the day. And it's awful. But we love her and she is fantastic. And we're excited for it. So what else is going on? Coming December 16th, we're going to have singer, songwriter, actress Brianna D on. She has a Christmas release coming out, which is going to be very cool. So we are excited to get her on. And let's see, Kristian, you back?
And I'm back.
Hey.
All
right, good. I was running out of material.
I know. And I was hearing what you were saying because I had to. Anyway, we also will be having a new person kind of sponsoring this show.
Oh, that's true.
But we'll bring that up next time.
You worked out that back alley deal?
I did, and Andrew,
it wasn't too demeaning.
I'm just gonna say, Andy, there's some people that are gonna be stopping by later, and you might,
of course,
may have to be doing some entertaining that may not be as entertaining as you'd like it to be. I'm just saying, things get a little.
I'm not singing "The Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow" again for anybody else. All right, that was a one-time deal for you.
It was a birthday wish, and I wished it never really happened. So, no, it's we've got kind of a new sponsor that's going to help us out, and we're very excited, and we're actually probably going to be bringing them on this show. So
that's cool.
They do a lot of great, cool, fun things, and so we're very excited to have them. And speaking of people in our little family of friends that work with the show, the Advisor page is where we found Miss Rebekah Kennedy.
Thank you, Colonel.
Thank you, Colonel, for that. Very, very, very happy about that. We always love promoting from within. And man, this lady, I'm telling you, it's like, what has she not been doing?
Yeah.
She's got all sorts of movies going. The Veil, Crust just released on Amazon, so you can find it there, which is like a horror comedy. We're going to talk to her about because we're all about the comedy.
Yeah, I've been trying to track down Traumatica. I haven't been able to find where I can watch that one yet.
Traumatica, I missed that.
That's one that she's in. That looked really good. I caught a clip of it on YouTube, and I was just like, that's right up my alley.
And The Veil, how long did it take for you to figure out The Veil?
I have questions. I have questions about The Veil that I need answered. Because so I think that I know. Well, and again, they're beats that she hits, right?
Right.
That I'm trying to figure out if I'm reading too much into it, or I should just sit back and just be entertained, right?
Just be entertained, Andy.
It's like, because I want to. I mean, at one point I want to understand it, but at the same time, like, I was there for the ride. Anyway, we can get into this with her.
We will.
We're jumping way ahead of everything.
We are. So let's jump back a little bit to last Friday.
Okay.
Netflix basically must have been using Restream,
right?
Because of the way the stream kept locking up during the entire thing.
That was pretty funny.
Okay. Obviously, I mean, we're not huge sports people.
Right.
We love the sports and the fun of it. And, of course, back in the day, I was a huge sports nut. I think a lot of us are in our younger years. Not that I'm really that old. Okay.
No.
I'm older and wiser.
Right.
And like to spend my time, living life instead of living in front of a TV going, "What's the matter with you, jerkwads?" So what did you think of the fight, Andrew?
You know what? I it's funny. I was a little taken aback after the fight because it was just like, well, it seemed like it seemed like Mike was a little uncomfortable, right, in the ring. And then he's 58 years old. Okay. Like I will be 50 next year, right? And if I had to dance around for 2 minutes, like, I could probably get through the first round.
Right.
But then after that, I would be just as winded and just as tired. I mean, don't get me wrong. Tyson looked great.
Yeah.
Like, for a 58-year-old, he looked fantastic. But again, I think
it's when you're 59, that's when you start looking like me.
Of course. Right. Well, and again, he did have a pretty serious ulcer not more than 4 months ago that took him out. So, like, just the fact that he was able to do what he did, I thought was good. Again, I mean, my hat's off to the promoters of this, because they made me watch it.
They suckered in a lot of us.
I should have known better. But they made me watch it. The undercards, the lower fights were really good.
Yeah.
Like,
now, the first two, apparently the women's boxing was the best fight of it all.
Oh, that was incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, just sort of the drama with the gash and the cut, making sure that stayed manageable for the rest of the fight so she could finish, I thought was...
That's a huge credit to those.
Man.
Those cut doctors are just amazing how they can do that in between rounds. I don't know.
I pulled a hangnail out the other day and it has hurt all week. Right?
And
this is my mouse. This is my clicking finger.
Yeah. And it's out of the ring.
Seriously, seriously, I need I need a cut man. I need a cut man for this here.
All right, I'll pencil that in right here. Cut man for Andy.
Yeah, put that in the budget.
We'll find it in the budget.
Okay, we'll put that in the budget. Yeah, can we partner with a cut man so we can
Paper
get some,
cut
so you
man.
can get some trade?
Paper cut man. So we'll work on some
Okay.
medical assistance for you and
Yeah.
yeah. So here's my thoughts.
Uh-huh.
Because I did used to follow boxing pretty heavily back in the day.
Okay.
And so I've talked about how I've shied off of sports because I'd like to have a life.
No, sure.
So the thing I noticed was because once I heard about this fight, I was very excited about it because I love Tyson. Always
Yeah.
have. I thought he was great. I watched his training. I watched how he did his training.
Yeah.
Very almost old schoolish Mike
Yeah.
Tyson training. I mean, this fight was for money.
Yeah.
Very, 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 very clearly. You could
Yeah.
tell after the fight, Mike was just, yeah, this was not a Mike Tyson fight. It was, I'm going to make some money fight.
Yeah.
He held back. We know the contract. We weren't allowed to see much of the contract, except for the fact that the one thing we did know about his contract was that if he knocked out Jake Paul in the first round, it was over. He wasn't getting any money. He wasn't doing
Right.
anything. So I do believe that, being as fortuitous as I can, there will be another Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight.
Okay. Oh, that under more neutral terms, you think?
I think. Well, no, and I like the fact that they went 2 minutes around, but they
Uh-huh.
went heavier gloves. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Which, for both of them, they're both big, tough dudes.
Yeah.
Jake Paul, not as tough as Tyson, even though he's 58 years old. Again, go back to his training videos. Watch
Yeah.
what he was doing. Watch what he was taking, and watch what he was giving out.
Yeah.
There was so much held back. And Jake Paul with his little bowing and stuff all at the end. That's when Tyson should have just given him the right.
Like I know, like the second he bowed, like I would have swung, right?
I mean, Jake Paul's a tool. Let's just go.
He is.
Let's get that out.
Yeah.
He's a publicity whoring tool. Recovered addict, and I think that's great.
Yeah.
I'm full on almost 18 years recovery. But come on, dude.
But I mean, to his credit though, marketing genius.
Yeah, no, he's
marketing genius, because man, we all got suckered in.
Oh yeah, yeah, especially with Netflix.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You went. Oh yeah. See, he's on Netflix now.
Netflix. Anyway, so yeah, it's But anyways, so I do believe we'll be seeing Tyson.
Okay.
Paul too, because Mike even said at the end of the fight, they kept asking him. Oh, and the commentators.
Yeah.
Rosie Perez, Roy Jones Jr., and whoever the moron that they had talking. Did you hear him totally diss Rosie Perez?
Yeah.
During the
yeah.
The Walk of Fame, her Hollywood star, and somebody must have handed him a note, or she must have written him a note. And well, you don't have it. Like, he brings full attention back to his screw up, which is broadcasting.
No, yeah,
number one not thing to do.
Yeah, any broadcaster with metal would move on.
Yeah, and let it go. I don't care what you say. We're not even talking about it anymore. Yeah. Like when you cuss on air,
right.
Anyway. And Rosie Perez, what great insight. I mean, I love Rosie Perez. I love her.
Yeah.
I thought she was great and all the stuff she's acted in, but where are you a boxing aficionado?
Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe she has some connection to the industry that we just don't know.
Yeah. I mean, but her insights were not very insightful. If you're going to be there, at least have a little something. But she just kind of agree with, Roy Jones Jr. Oh yeah, totally. It's like, Yeah. Oh, I have no hair to pull out. Well, on my back, but yeah.
Right. No, I again for their first live event, there were some hiccups for sure.
There was full on belching.
Yeah.
No hiccups. There was belching, small seizures, and passing gas through the
Yeah.
Anyway, so hey, that's our week in the news.
Boom.
I'm sorry. I had to get that out. I did. I feel better.
Right.
I do feel a lot better. So anyway, so yes, we got the fight out of the way. I think there will be a second one.
Okay.
And I think there will be the similar contract of, don't knock him out in the first round, but
Sure.
come second round.
Oh yeah, it's on.
You see Tyson sit there with his left, setting him up, and like there was one time he did catch him.
Yeah.
And it was like that one where you just go, okay, this is what I can do to you.
Right. Yeah.
Because you see him get rocked.
Yep.
And you see, I mean, saw the look in Jake Paul's eyes, and then it was like Tyson just pulled right back.
It seemed he dialed back after the second round.
Dude,
for sure.
And I was like telling my wife, I'm like, here it is. This is
I know. It's happening.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, what is he doing? What's going on? Oh, it's a sellout. It's a freaking sell. Anyway. Maybe we'll get Tyson on the show.
Oh, maybe that'd be great.
I mean, he's gone to new depths,
Yeah. No, let's try it. Let's put
We're
it out
rising to that.
We'll get the booking agent. We'll get the booking agent on this one.
We'll have to talk to Jake Paul. That's not good.
Right.
Well, anyway. But you know what is good?
What?
Talking to Rebekah Kennedy today.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
Boom.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, she's done. So it's like I kept going through, and I'm like, oh my god, she's been in this. Oh my gosh, she's been in this. Oh my gosh, and it was a lot of fun because it's stuff that I've seen, and I'm like, oh yeah, oh my gosh, there she. Yeah. So anyway, it was, and plus the Lincoln Lawyer, which was like
That's
one
right.
of my favorite series on Netflix.
Yeah.
I showed her, and she was like, oh yeah, she's this person. I'm like, I okay. But I'm older and more senile and
Right.
things. I don't really forget things. What? Who? Where are we? What are we doing?
What?
I didn't say that.
You didn't say nothing?
What are we doing? Oh, we're doing the show. Hey,
right that's happening.
No, it is. It is happening. And you know what else is happening?
What else?
9 random things that need to be happening for Mr. Andrew Drake Opolis.
Well, sure. No. So this week, I think we put this out there last week that I had our crack research team put out the 9 not so traditional Thanksgiving dishes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, normally we put like a little comedy spin on this. These are actual weird Thanksgiving dishes that happen with people. All right.
And now, so this wasn't done by the 6th grade research crack team?
No, I had to take it over this week. Apparently someone said that they were off for the last 2 weeks.
So they're on vacation, so they're like,
yeah.
Ah!
Yeah.
Jelly beans and cranberry sauce.
So here we go. 9 random Thanksgiving dishes that just shouldn't be part of this. And I'm going to try to go from less weird to fully weird. All right. So
because,
right. So number 9 random Thanksgiving dishes. I don't know if you've heard of this or not. Cereal stuffing. Have you heard of this? People put like cornflakes and Captain Crunch in their stuffing.
No.
Apparently it's a thing.
With crunch?
Maybe they just need the crunch or something. Like you put breadcrumbs on top of mac to make it a little crunchy. Some people like to put cereal in their stuffing. Yeah, I'm gonna say no.
How about no?
How about no?
Well, what about Oreos?
In your stuffing?
I don't know. Well, they're putting Captain Crunch apparently. Maybe
Right.
the peanut butter No. Tossing that back off now. Never mind.
Yeah.
Removing that from the list.
Okay. Yeah. Number 8. Strawberry pretzel salad. This is strawberry jam, whipped cream, cream cheese, crushed salty pretzel sticks, and salad.
An actual like green leaf lettuce.
Green leaf salad. Yeah.
Okay, so this is something that you guys are gonna make me eat on the show, isn't it?
Probably. Where's Doss when you need him, right?
Yeah, our craft services. Well,
Yeah. Right.
Contact DOS.
Yeah.
This doesn't fare well for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about that anymore because it's just no.
Yeah. It just seems so wrong. But some people. Number 7. This is a classic. I've actually tried it, but it does belong on this list. Turducken.
Oh,
Turducken
good.
Totally belongs here. Right. So for those who don't know what turducken is, it is a deboned. It's a deboned chicken stuffed into a deboned duck, right? And then the two birds are stuffed into a turkey. Turducken. It's like the best.
It sounds amazingly horrible, but it's really good.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So, yeah.
You cannot knock it till you try it.
That's true. That's very true.
I'm like, it's too much. It's too much. No, it's
really not. You can't. It's like 3 just wonderful things wrapped into one.
John Madden is not wrong.
Right. That's very true. It's very true. It's like a bacon wrapped hot dog. Like, it's like it's 2 things that shouldn't necessarily go together, but they go together. Number 6.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, number 6. Frog eye salad.
Okay. Andy?
What? Okay, it's a creamy custard.
Making things. Are you sure?
No. Hey,
write this up.
No, this is a creamy custard-like dressing that coats pasta pearls, pineapple, mandarin oranges, and marshmallows.
No.
Frog eye salad. Apparently, this is a total thing.
Nope. No, not. Nope. Neither.
Nope.
Not good.
Nope.
Nope. And all right, contacting DOS about no frog eye salad.
No frog eye salad.
Got it. And down. Written down. Noted. Duly noted, sir.
Duly noted. All right. Number 5. This shows up at every Thanksgiving, and you always hate the person that brings it. Jello salad.
Oh.
But this is the one that has like carrots and fruits in there, right?
Yeah.
No.
Don't.
Who?
Where did that even come from?
I know.
Peas and carrots and
it's like somebody like literally getting rid of everything that's left in their refrigerator from last week's dinner, right? And putting it in Jello and thinking it's something.
We crumbled up some dried meatloaf and covered it with ketchup and mayonnaise. Just a little extra zip. That's all we're doing.
That's just so wrong.
Yeah.
So wrong.
But I mean, Jello salad, with like little bits of fruit.
No, yeah. When done correctly, Jello salad can be wonderful, but don't stick the leftovers in. All right.
Yeah, chunks of hot dog do not belong in lemon Jell-O salad. No.
Right. Number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Quattro. Here, quattro. There, quattro.
Pickled cabbage delight.
Okay, hold on.
What?
Now I'm a little intrigued.
Okay. So this is
the ingredients before I poo-poo it.
okay. So this is a tangy and crisp side dish that is literally just pickled cabbage, right? By itself. That's it.
Okay. Have you had pickled cabbage?
No. Do you like it? Do you like it?
It's pretty good.
Okay.
I'm imagine pickles. Like cabbage.
Okay.
It's kind of like a coleslaw, like a really vinegary kind of coleslaw kind of thing.
I getcha.
I'm sure there's probably different ways of preparing it, but the way I've had it,
okay,
it was pretty good.
All right.
Actually, they had some capers mixed in with it too, I think.
Oh, see, capers makes everything better. Dude, I'm a big.
Seriously, do you like it? Oh,
dude, I'm a big like.
High five.
Like veal chicken piccata. That's my jam. That's my jam. I used to make it too. For some reason I stopped making it. I don't know why.
Hey Ma, 5 meatloaf.
The meatloaf.
Veal piccatas, Ma.
Yeah.
All right. Number trace.
Number 3. You mentioned this last week. That's what sparked the interest here. Oyster stuffing.
We are not to speak of oyster stuffing.
We do not mention the oyster stuffing.
Don't bring up the oyster stuffing. That's
no.
DOS, no. Earthworm jerky stuffing, maybe.
Right, yeah.
Because, we've already been down that road.
Right, yeah.
DOS!
Number 2, this is where it gets really weird.
Oh, really? Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, right. No, these last 2 are incredible finds. And full transparency here. I was today.
Andy's going full transparency.
Yeah, I was today years old when I found that these 2 things existed. Okay, did not know that these were real.
UFOs and Bigfoot.
No. Number 2. 9 random Thanksgiving dishes, hot Dr. Pepper.
I mean, it exists inside a car after a road trip that you're really
but you warm Dr. Pepper and just put a little lemon slice in there, and apparently it's a Thanksgiving thing.
How is that a Thanksgiving? No, that's a hungover. I have no money, and I in the back of my car thing.
I don't know.
And what's with the lemon?
It's to garnish, maybe. What? I don't know.
I mean, I used to be a huge Dr. Pepper. I don't really drink much soda anymore. I drink flavored sparkling water and whatnot, which I don't know why I'm fascinated with, but I used to have like lots of Dr. Pepper paraphernalia, and warm Dr. Pepper sucks.
Yeah,
and hot Dr. Pepper sucks even more. And putting a lemon in Dr. Pepper makes it horrendous.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
That's not happening. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, here comes number 1. 9 random Thanksgiving dishes. Number 1, bologna cake. This is a layered cake made with bologna, cream cheese, sandwich spread, olives, and parsley. It exists. Google it. It is out there.
I want pictures. What you know? Okay. Okay, hold on. So it's like a cake, like an actual, like they have cake.
No, yeah. It exists, dude.
Just thinking of it.
It's out there. It's oh god, the pictures.
Okay,
I don't know if I'm going to be able to send a picture because I might throw up.
It's
oh my god,
bologna. What's in it?
So it is bologna, cream cheese, sandwich spread, olives, and parsley.
Sandwich spread, which means some kind of
sandwich
chemical
spread, which I'm
mischief.
assuming mayonnaise.
Miracle
I
Whip.
would assume.
Miracle Whip.
Maybe.
Because mayonnaise is mayonnaise.
Okay, so sandwich bread. All right, so you asked for it.
Okay.
You need, yeah, that's bologna cake.
Yeah, how high was somebody when they came up with this?
Again, you got to get rid of what's left in the fridge. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, right.
Well, as we ponder these 9 fantastic random Thanksgiving treats that we'll all be trying near our deathbeds, we'll just let that go. And
we should talk about some good food now, like Mrs. A's.
We're gonna take a break, and we're gonna hear from something good and amazingly good, amazingly delicious. Our wonderful sponsor, good old Zay.
Yeah,
because she's awesome. And why is this not going away? There it is. So let's bring her on. Let's hear about her amazing salsas and where they are and how to get them. And then we'll be back with Rebekah Kennedy right here on the Random Kristian show. That's the French version.
Right.
So, all right, just in case. That's not the video.
No. Go down one. There you go.
On us, and what is it more festive than salsa? What, you don't think salsa screams happy holidays? Well, then you haven't had Mrs. A's famous salsa buena. It's made with the freshest ingredients and delicious cilantro. Mrs. A's has 3 amazing flavors that beg to be paired with your holiday treats. There's the original, which pleases even the most finicky of tastes. Then there's the amazing salsa verde that would make even the Grinch smile with delight. And to warm you up, the hot salsa has just enough heat and it's full of flavor. Now the best part is there's no onions. That's right, so you won't be ruining the fun or your date with onion breath. Mrs. A's famous salsa buena is located in the refrigeration section of your favorite grocer to stay as fresh and delicious as possible. You can find Mrs. A's famous salsa buena from the West Coast all the way through the Rockies and expanding every day. If you can't find it, demand that your grocer go get Mrs. A's famous salsa buena and get your holidays partying. Go to mrsafamous.com to find out more.
Yeah, go there,
Boom.
find it, get it, eat it, love it. Yeah, because it is so good, especially the verde. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Verde's the best. It is.
Whoa, you know what that is? That's called intro music for our guest. You know, she's been on let's see, what is it? Station 19, Law and Order Special Victims Unit. Oh my God, The Lincoln Lawyer, obviously. Her movies, The Veil, Crust, which just came out. We've got a laundry list of all this stuff that she's doing, been in, doing, done, getting ready to do. Well, she's going to tease us about some things that she can only say so much about that's coming up, which sound really, really, really exciting. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming in our guest, Miss Rebekah Kennedy. There she is. Heyo.
Hello. Hi. Thanks so much for having me.
Well, no, thank you for actually accepting and being here with us.
Right.
yeah.
You see our true professionalism coming through. No, this was I was so excited when I saw you on the advisor group. Okay, stop. We love the song. It's great and all. Okay, just kill the band. There we go. All right. Sorry
I
about
come
that.
up with my own theme music, you know.
Yeah, when I saw you on the advisor group, and I'm like, hey, 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 hey. And so then I kind of threw it out there, and you're just like, yeah, okay, why not?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Of course,
Pretty cool.
we were we did feed donuts to people to get you. So we're very, very glad to have you along. Man, what how long have you been acting? Let's just start there for a second.
Yeah, a long time. I mean, I started doing theater at 12.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, so I started acting young. But it was definitely a hobby back then. It was something I really loved, but and then I went to a high school for performing arts, visual arts, so it was a magnet school. I went for dance and theater, and then I went to college and majored in musical theater. And I had was going to do the move to New York and do the theater thing.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
after I graduated college, I moved back to Texas, where I'm from originally, and to kind of get my bearings and kind of figure out what I was going to do. And I started doing theater there, started working there. And just some people that I met were like, have you thought about doing film and TV? And I was like, it's interesting to me, but I don't really know how to get involved. So I had, some people that kind of gave me some tips. So I started doing like background work, honestly, like being an extra in things. And then through that, a guy that I met, liked me and referred me to his agency. And I had nothing then, like really film and TV. I had just some short films I had done and some student films, stuff I had auditioned for.
Right.
But they took me on a kind of a trial. Let's see how this works out basis.
Based on something.
Sure. They were like, I guess we'll see. You're pale. You're short. You're little. We'll see how. And
you're pale. We like that. You
yeah,
work
it
well.
works well for horror films. Yeah, and then I started booking some work. I did House Hunting, Season of the Witch with Nicolas Cage. I did a movie called Creature. I did my first co-star, and things just kind of went from there. And then in 2012, I moved to Los Angeles, where I live now. So that's kind of a short tale of a long journey, but that's kind of how I got into it.
Okay, now, and you're talking about being pale, which, I mean, you have a very, I wouldn't say pale complexion, but now makeup artists, they must love you because it's like a full-on open palette. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it helps.
Like, oh, you did this and put a little rosiness here, and oh my God, look at it. Oh, her eyebrows.
That's exactly how it goes. Yeah. No, no, I mean, it does.
That is not exactly how it goes, because if they do that, I kind of want to watch people put makeup on.
Well, it's funny because like Season of the Witch, for instance, though, was like the opposite. They wanted like dark brown hair and dark skin because of the time period. So they gave me like a wig, and then they basically made my skin much more tan.
Tan! I thought you were going to say they were going to try and make you, more pale, and like, okay.
No, yeah, well, and it was funny because at first, like, I was sitting in the hair and makeup, and back then my hair was a lot lighter, and our poor makeup and hair guy was like, "Oh no, what are we gonna?" Even though they had seen my tape, they knew I had light hair. They were talking about like dyeing it, or are we gonna, wig her? I was so thankful they didn't dye it because it was like a black. And my hair at the time was like more blonde, and so thankfully it was just like a wig. But you kind of, I mean, you never know. I mean, House Hunting, it worked well that I was pale because I was the girl they found, in the woods that had like, had her tongue
dead for a week,
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, you never kind of know, but that's kind of how got my start.
So now, okay, let's make a little mental note here. So like, if you do have a pale complexion, perfect for zombie films.
True.
Right off.
Well, there's something about somebody brought this up, which is true, and that's why one reason I let so back then I had like highlighted my hair, and it was like like I said, it was more blonde. And there's something about kind of the light skin with the dark hair that is creepy in film.
Yeah.
So that was like a suggestion to me at the time, was like, if you want to go more in this, keep going in this direction, you should let your hair just go more natural. Like this is like the natural color. And so I stopped like, highlighting it, and I stopped dyeing it and went more of the brown. So.
Yeah. Now, but okay, let me ask you this. How much does that just stress you out, having your hair constantly being dyed and redone over and over again? I mean, is that something where they're like constantly redoing it while you're on set? They're like, oh, hold on.
I actually honestly haven't had to change my hair a bunch. Thankfully, like I know some actors that have had to. A lot of times I'm cast based on like how I look now. I did have to have red hair for a film that hasn't come out yet, actually, called The Other Kind.
Oh.
But they just did a temporary dye. So it was like a 6-week
Oh wow.
semi-permanent. So as you washed it, every time you washed it, it would slowly come out. So by the end of the 6 weeks, it was completely gone, but it was enough for the shoot. So that was a really nice option, because I didn't want to dye my hair red, and to go back from red to brown is like,
they're like, hurry up, we got to get through this take. She's losing her color.
Well, it was funny because the first time I had never done like a semi-permanent. So the first time I'm like, toweling off my hair, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like red is just everywhere. And that slowly like happened less and less, but that was an easy way. So
something's gone horribly wrong.
Somebody get murdered in the bathroom here? My goodness. I didn't know the bathroom was a set. Jeez.
I know. We'll see. Maybe I'll have to do more in the future. But
now, okay, so and you seem to be doing a lot of horror. Is this like kind of a preferred? I mean, is this something that you really enjoy, the horror thing, or is this just kind of something you've just kind of fallen into and it works well for you? How'd that all come about?
So it's kind of both, honestly. I do love it. I've loved watching horror since I was 11. I watched my first horror film was the It miniseries. I'm sure you guys know that well.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my introduction, and I've always loved it. And I watch every horror that comes out that I can. How I fell into it was just kind of an accidental. This is what I booked. At the beginning, when you're first starting out, you audition for whatever your agent gets you.
Yeah.
And happily so. And then the first few things just happened to be more in the horror genre. And so it was kind of a happy accident. I do love it too, because I know there are actors that are like, oh, I can't watch it. They'll be in horror, but they can't watch it. But I love watching it, because I love, regardless of whether I'm in it or not. So when I'm in it, it's really fun to see it all come together. So I will probably keep doing horror as long as I can in between other stuff, just because it is a really fun genre, and it's really challenging for an actor too.
Yeah. Now, just to clarify, everybody who's listening on the audio podcast version of this, we have Rebekah Kennedy. She is technically we can call you a scream queen at this point, I think, because of a lot of things.
I think so. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I can't call myself that, but if you want to call me, you can.
Well, and I've read a bunch of reviews of your stuff, and a lot of people were saying you could be one of the next big scream queens because of the way you've been doing so well with your roles and whatnot. So
not very kind of anyone.
I thought that was a huge compliment. You know?
No, I'll definitely take it for sure.
And a lot of people were comparing you to a lot of other film roles and whatnot, and they're like, she is right in line for it to happen next. Keep watching her, which is true. I mean, I was very impressed with. We watched The Veil. We've got questions, by the way. So, and I know you didn't write it.
I will try to answer
because you wrote the whole plot. I know
right.
But she keeps saying horror. Well, we know she's in Santa Clarita and in Los Angeles, and she's not saying horror. Okay, we want to just cut those emails out right now.
Extra syllable at the end.
Horror.
Yeah, it's a hard one. It's a hard one.
My brain. So that's what's going on. Okay. So, and just to clarify, drama and scream queen. Rebekah
Yeah.
Kennedy. So what is one of your more favorite, like, if you could have that one movie to redo, like your favorite horror movie, what is it?
That's a great question. I mean, I have to pick something I could probably be in for me.
Well, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, I'm not
not
saying,
some random movie that I'm
you're going
like,
to play
this
the
would be
wolf
fun, but I
man.
could never be in this film. I mean, I've gotten compared to her so much that I feel like it would be a shame not to mention Carrie.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
I can see it too.
Yeah, I guess Cece
Yeah.
Spacek a lot, which is
Not Christine, Carrie.
Yeah.
Christine's the car. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the car one. Sissy Spacek.
Again, clarifying for the audio people, just
yeah, Carrie. With Sissy Spacek, I get her a lot, and it's obviously she's amazing.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I can. Oh wow.
So that would be probably
There's
one
all stuff you might want to think about there. Talk to some people at the old movie studio and be like, hello.
Hello. I am available if you ever need. And I mean, I'm too old now to play probably high school, but like, what if also there's a world in which like it would be interesting to see like what, because in the movie you see like, what happens. Maybe she like lives. What happens later? I don't know.
Yeah. It could be the college years.
Yeah.
But now,
the multiverse version of Carrie. Yeah.
But you look at I mean, well, Grease or Porky's or any of these kind of movies where they had a lot of older kids. I mean, people in their mid-20s playing. I mean, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I cannot say on here.
Yeah, we're not allowed to ask. Okay. We're not allowed to ask, Kristian. We went over this.
I am 21.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you're fine. You can.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, because you're very, very young looking. So I thought you were gonna say, "Well, I'm 30." Well, geez.
We'll go with that.
But yeah, no, I mean, you could very definitely pull off. Still, I mean, you've got a lot of diversity in your roles and whatnot. Now, have people movie directors or writers, of movies, have they gone, listen, I wrote this part and you would be like would you be willing? I mean, have you had them approach you like that?
Yeah. I mean, the veil wasn't written for me by any means.
Right.
But the producer, Kyle Andrews, I met him in an acting class like 6 or 7 years ago. We had one class together. He just audited the class. And then we followed each other on social media. And then he sent me a Twitter DM, actually, January in 2022. And it was like, we have this script. We'd love if you'd look at it and, if you'd be interested in playing Hannah. So that was, I didn't have to go through the audition process. I didn't have to fight for a role in terms of that. I mean, I read it and loved it, and then had a meeting with them, and had to obviously like talk to them about it and show my interest. But that was a cool opportunity, because not often do you just get like parts offered all the time.
Right. So, no, and I'm, like I said, that was a great. You did that role perfectly. I thought it was great. And so that being said, the veil is okay. The easiest way that me and Andy came up with to describe it, it's like a long Twilight Show episode.
Twilight Zone.
Sorry, Twilight Show. Yeah. I mean, hey, back in my day, all we had was Twilight Show.
Not to be confused with Twilight the movies, because I
No. Those bad. Don't ever confuse Twilight Zone.
No, there's no vampires.
Yeah, no vampires, no hairy people.
And way better acting in Twilight Zone. Just throw that out there right now. But yeah, I mean, it had that weird eeriness all through it,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a really cool thing. And, there was a little part in the beginning where I was like, okay, what's going on? And then all of a sudden everything just starts moving. You're like, whoa, okay. Yeah. And I mean, when you're and I know it's totally different because you're on set and you're doing different cuts here and there, but did you have this like, this is going to be twisty. It's going to be, something you don't expect, and
Yeah, I mean, I think I felt like that just reading the script for the first
Yeah.
time. Like I read it in one sitting. I couldn't put it down. I thought it was so interesting and like you said, unique, and like it felt like a Twilight Zone episode, and I wanted to know what was going on. I wanted to know what happened next. And at the end, I cried at the end because I was like, I want to know what happens to her. Like, what does
Yeah.
where does she go? Like, what does she choose?
what's going on?
Right. And like, what a full circle moment for him, if we were looking at like redemption, and like if you were to be able to fix a mistake you made back in your youth, like what would that look
Right.
like? And I thought it was just like a really beautifully haunting story to begin with. So then that was like, all right, how is that going to translate obviously to the screen? I think they did a beautiful job of translating it as well.
No, I think so too. I think some of the best movies will offer up a bunch of discussion as to what goes on, like what happened around it, versus after you finish it, you see it and you're just like, okay, well, that was okay. But
Right.
again, like Kristian and I talked about this for a while. And I mean, at first I thought she was a ghost, right? And so we're going to get a little spoilery with the veil here. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it and then come back to this. But
yes.
Pause.
Yeah.
Watch it. Come back. It's only an hour long, which I thought
it's an hour 7. It's a great. It goes by like this. It's so good. So at first I thought she was a ghost, but obviously she's there. But and then when I got that she was actually there, like she's not fazed by the time shift at all. No. She doesn't seem fazed by the time shift at all. So I thought that was the weird thing that got me in. It's like, okay, well, is she like just part of his weird moving through time, or is she doing this with him? And that was the thing that got me, and that was the thing that just got the wheels cranking up here. And then
which is
yeah. Well, and then when she runs away from the house, like where it's going, exactly where she's going. I'm just like, oh, this is going to be incredible. Yeah. And the fact that the decision was different at the end, I mean, it just like, okay, what happens next?
Right.
Right. Where
does she go back to her Amish life? Does she not? Like, there's a world in which maybe, I don't know, I had a dream as the actor. There's a world in which like maybe he goes with her to the hospital and he never becomes a priest. And
yeah.
See? So like there's multiple different ways. That's what I love about the ending is it's ambiguous, but not in the way of like, oh, well, we just didn't want to make a decision. But you can decide or you can wonder about like what decision does she make? Like, does she go back to her life that she knew, or does she pick a different life?
Yeah. Almost a choose your own adventure of what happens to her next, right?
Right. Which is really, really cool because I didn't know too much about the Amish. I mean, I knew what we know, right? Like you can Google and you can like watch movies, but they connected me and they connected me with a woman that used to be in the Amish community. And I had a Zoom with her for like an hour and a half, and I just could ask her any question I wanted. And one thing that stuck out so much was like how much it is to leave, how big of a deal it is to leave. Once you commit yourself to the church, if you leave, you have no contact anymore with your friends or family ever.
Yeah.
And so it's such a huge decision. And I like that we don't show it in the movie, right? But that's, which way she decides, but it's such a weight on her because if she does choose to go a different path, then it's like goodbye to your family. And that for me, as Rebekah, that would be so hard to even like fathom, like not talking to my family again,
and like you said, there was so many different paths, like in my head, because, and me and Andy also talked about this, him and his wife and me and my wife both try to figure out what's going to go on. We want to play the spoiler, and I'm sitting there and I'm still like, oh my gosh, there's so many different, I had so many different scenarios running through my head. And then all of a sudden she goes, oh, and she blurts it out. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I see it now, And I mean, it was one of the possible, but I was trying to go so much deeper. And then I was like, oh. And then it just all happens the way she said it was going. I'm like,
Hey, you're probably not wrong in your thought either. I mean, we premiered at like one of our premieres was at the Austin Film Festival and in Texas, and my parents got to go because they live in Texas, and my sister flew out, and so I got to see with my family, which was amazing. And then afterwards in the car, they were like, "Okay, so does this mean this?" And I think this means this. Talking about it. And you don't often get a movie where people usually people are like, "Oh, that was a great job," and then you move on. Loved it.
Yeah.
You're amazing.
Like, I love this part. I love that part. That part was great, but
yeah, they were like, "Does this mean with the time? What does that mean when the clock is? And does this mean like they just?" I just sat back and loved it because nobody's necessarily right or wrong.
Yeah.
And Cameron, our director, like a lot of it was left up to us as an actor to decide like what it means for us. Because it means something for me differently than it means for Douglas, Sean O'Brien's character. So like you said, like you mentioned the time warp and that the time shift and the time change, that the only thing for me that is like the phone, right? The cell phone. I didn't know what that was.
Right.
But because the lights are out and he lives kind of a secluded life anyway.
Yeah.
It didn't look like for Hannah, like the time wouldn't look like much different.
Right.
Other than like, he's like, the phone doesn't work. And I'm like, this is not a phone. Like, I don't know what this is, So it's an interesting versus like if you were to walk into like a modern house in 2024, it would look very different, obviously, than the 70s. But his house, he was still kind of living in the past.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And he was still, very early 80s, I would say, late 70s. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Just because, I grew up in that era, so I would know. Yeah, I'm old. There, I've said it. All right. I'm close to death. Just back off.
I mean, we're all close to death. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay, let's not get premonition. Okay, just so we know, Rebecca wishes death on Kristian.
Coming next summer, close to death with Rebekah Kennedy.
Starring Rebekah Kennedy.
You're right.
Now,
You're here first, folks.
do you get a lot of I know people, basically the one way to find out all about you is to go to imdb.com and look up Rebekah Kennedy and find out all her movies and everything. Do you don't have like your own website or anything really?
I do. It's just not like it's not updated as it should be. So I do.
You're like, but okay. So do you have a lot of fan base where people, especially I know horror has such a wide fan base and so many people get so involved in it, and it's horror again. People, the other version just
They're
saying,
like, how do we find Rebecca the whore?
what kind of show is this? So have you had people like reach out to you and go, why would you do that way? What is wrong with you? That's not the way this was supposed to happen in, the veil or whatever,
Not really. Thankfully, no. I mean, there's always some people that are trolls, but
yeah.
I haven't gotten too I feel like the soap opera world is like very much like that, where they get really mad if a character makes the wrong choice, or like, even though obviously it's a script, it's not the actor, but they get really mad at like, I have a friend who was on, a soap opera for a long time, and people would get mad at her for a choice her character made in the show.
People get freaky with
I feel like I don't get that as much because I feel like, I don't know, people maybe just aren't as like, I mean, they love this. Like, I have a lot of SVU fans, which is incredible. I mean, that fan is just amazing. But I feel like they're less like, maybe some of them get mad, but less are like mad about something your character did. Like Station 19, I shot one of the characters that was like a very beloved character on the show.
Oh yeah.
But people were like, you were amazing, so glad you died. But like people, and that's all in jest, right? Or maybe not. Maybe it's not in jest. But it was like less about like, I can't believe, they're actually mad. It's more of like, I can't believe you did that. So happy your character or whatever. I don't know. I haven't gotten a lot of mad about certain things. I think most people know that like actors have very little control over what happens.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, the soap opera fans are they're nutsy. I'm not gonna lie, those people get way too involved. I mean, you watch a show every day over and over again, expecting different results, and it's still the same thing, just kind of rewritten a little bit different.
Yeah, they get a little more like testy if your character doesn't do what they want, And hey, that's what keeps the show alive is the fans.
Right.
So
yeah. And by the way, again, wife's a huge fan of the Lincoln Lawyer. Excellent work there. I thought that was great.
Thank you.
You did a
Thank you so
real wonderful job. Didn't like the way it ended, but whatever.
Me neither.
Jeez. But no, it's seriously. I was like, oh, damn. So
I know my poor mom. She's
try not to be spoiler alert in case.
I know my. Well, it's fine. My poor mother is like, can you not live in anything? But she's like, can you just live in one thing? Like, I'm like, I mean, obviously I do live in the Vale, but well, sort of. Who knows? Maybe I am a ghost. There's that theory.
Yeah.
But like anytime I come out with anything, she's just like, because I don't usually tell her what happens. Like, just let my family watch. And but she kind of did know on this one because when they didn't end up doing it, but like at first when I first booked it, they had asked me if I was, because I didn't, so when I got the audition, they don't send you this, I didn't get the script. I only got my side. So I didn't know what happened to her character.
Oh, gotcha.
And even after I booked it, they're not going to send you the script until, you're officially signed on or whatever.
Right.
But so I didn't know what happened to her, but one of the questions casting asked my agent was, is she comfortable in a body bag? And I was like, no.
You're like, well, kind of know how this one's
So they didn't end up making me get in it, but yeah, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Dear Mom, it's still happening.
Yeah.
I was like, sorry, Mom.
Okay. So
did you send out Christmas cards of you in the body bag?
I know they didn't end up having me get in it. I told them I would on set. I was like, I'll get in it. And they're like, no, it's fine. Like, we're just gonna have
like, no freak back off.
Dressed up. Like they had a mannequin dressed up as me and just like zipped it. But I was like, I can get in there. It's fine.
You're right.
Like, Rebekah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Just
like, you don't need to. It's all right. Like, what's wrong with her?
You're like, I can do it. I swear. I really want to. Okay, somebody get her a little soda.
I know someone told me I need to make a compilation of video of all my deaths, and I'm like, that's a great.
Right.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
You're like, well, here's my sizzle reel. It's there's me dead. There's me dead again. This is me in the process of dying.
Yeah.
And now I'm mutilated. And
I've gotten to die in some cool ways. So
yeah. You've become the female Sean Bean.
Well, especially if it's a horror film, it could go either way.
That's true.
Now, okay, and I've got to say there was I can't remember. It may have been the Two Witches or something, but I saw just the photo of you. Oh crap! It was creepy.
The white eyes, is that one? That one?
You're okay. Give us the stare. You know what I'm talking about, right? You have the okay, a little smile. Yeah.
Was it with the mouth open, the white eyes? Was that?
I think so. You were like,
yeah, that's Two Witches. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh.
Or it could be Traumatica. So I loved how you pronounced it.
So it is Traumatica?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, so there was a show on Hulu that just finished called Grotesquerie. Right? Yeah. And so, but when you confirmed to do the show, obviously I looked to see what you were in, and then, but this is the one that caught my interest. I'm like, and I was trying to it didn't read like Traumatica.
I know, because it's a K instead of
Right. So I was saying Traumatica for some reason.
I know, I loved it when you said that in the thing. I was like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, it was originally called when I did the film, it was called Mommy Monster, was the original title.
Yeah.
And after the director, who was the same filmmakers as Two Witches.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
After they had submitted it to like festivals, and they had gotten some feedback that they felt like the title didn't match the film. that we ended up making. So then they were like, coming up with titles, and that was one that they ended up sticking with, because the film is pretty traumatizing and like does deal with like trauma in different ways. So it made sense. But, I just was like, when you said that, I was like, oh, that's great. I wonder how many different title names are people going to say, because it's really, until people know it, and if maybe they never will, like it'll just be whatever they say in their head,
Yeah. But this one now is going around the festival circuit, you said?
Yeah. So we did Stitches in Spain and Fright Fest in London, which I got to go to, which was incredible. And then we're at Morbido in Mexico. A lot of overseas. Don't have anything here in the US yet, but hopefully.
But see,
how's the response been so far?
It's been good. It's an interesting film. Like, people either really love it, or hate it, which is I mean, that's all you can really ask for a film. I mean, if it's indifference, if people are like, nah, it was fine, then you have to really, like, hit home. So I'm like, if people are like passionately hate it, it's like, great. Then we made them think and made them talk about it,
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Okay. Now we're running a little short on time, but real quick, just on that note, the love-hate relationship, do you find, like, because especially in horror, not that I'm an aficionado on it, like Andy's got a lot more. He has another podcast called Rum and Regrets where they review a lot of shows and things like that. But I've noticed, especially in the horror genre, like when people hate these movies, it seems to attract even more.
Yeah.
People just get fascinated by, oh my God, it's so bad. I hate it, but it's good.
It's like they gotta see, and then like other people are like, well, I gotta see what was so bad, like what was and it's not like, some people just didn't like the storyline, like didn't like the whatever. So, and that's that's fair. Like, everyone's entitled to their opinion.
It's kind of like this show.
But then we have people that are like, I have one scene in the movie that I like do this kind of creepy dance, and somebody was like, I will dance with her all night. It's like, so
like, I know you won't.
That like love it and are like, which is great. I mean, I feel like, that's like all you can really do is, make the film you want to make, and then see what happens.
So those dance classes paid off.
Yes, they did.
What you're saying, yeah.
I mean, I hope it becomes a meme once the film comes out, or it's like so ridiculous. Yeah.
Oh man, Andy, there you go.
Hey, I can make it happen. No, that's for sure. Yeah, no,
he has these skills. Trust me.
Yeah, but no, I mean, Kristian, that's a good point. There has been a sort of an influx of like these cheesy sort of like throwback horror movies to where they make it deliberately like it was made in the 80s. And there was one that I watched a couple years ago. I think it was called Psycho Gorman, which was oh God, movie was so great and so fantastic, but a bunch of practical effects and just like it didn't take itself very seriously, which I think added to like the charm and just the expertise of that film. So anyway, but and for that other podcast that I do, I did a 31 for 31 in October where I watch a scary movie every day. And I primarily focused on newer 2024 movies. So I got, I think 20 out of the 31 were 2024 made movies.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Yeah.
Which I think 10 of them were like throwback to like those 80s style movies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm a big fan of practical effects myself. I know you mentioned Crust that just came out, so I wanted to make sure I plugged that because it literally just dropped on Amazon yesterday to rent, and like our puppet sock monster is a practical sock monster that
that's great.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
Hold on. There's a sock puppet in the movie.
Yeah, so it's basically about to be like quick. It's about a guy who used to be a child star, and his career just kind of tanked after the show ended, and he now works and owns a laundromat, and he lives there. And so he's like, pretty depressed, and his life's not going well. And when people leave socks left over, people leave socks. he collects all the socks and he uses them to like wipe his nose, his face, other things, and throws them on a pile on the floor in his office. And then one day he's bullied and he cries into them and they become this sock monster called Crust that then avenges all of his enemies.
Oh, I can't wait to watch this.
Yeah, and it's Sean Whalen co-wrote, directed it, produced it, and is also starring in it. If you're a fan of like Twister and Never Been Kissed and the Stairs and all of that, so yeah. So and I'm the his love interest in the film. So.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, so this is kind of like a Toxic Avenger takeoff.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, in the sense, like, you have to see it. It's a kind of it's a really
this is on my to-do list.
Yeah, and I love that they used, like I said, practical. Like they built the sock monster, and then we hired Rachel Burson, who did the actual puppeteering of him, and it's like working with an actual sock monster. Like she's incredible. I mean,
I am so.
It makes a huge difference, and I mean, I am no expert, but I do absorb a lot of it, and you can tell, you can really tell that it everyone on set is getting it, whereas if it is a little too CG, it is lost a little bit.
Yeah. I know. I've been lucky. Like a lot of the films I've done, which I mean maybe budget wise, but regardless, have been practical. Which is great because then. Down to like, Two Witches, Dramatica, The Veil, Crust, like all of them, and it's funny because when you're filming it, it doesn't always look like it's going to work. Yeah. And then when you see it, you're like, okay, yeah, that works. totally. Like I have a scene in Dramatica, and I won't give anything away because it's not really out yet, where I'm cutting my arm. And I don't know, when we were doing it, it's like, I don't know, just this little hokey, like, because it's, you're trying to make sure the blood's coming out of the knife and it's not a knife, and like, then the skin's got to come off. But then when you see it done, like on the screen, it's like, yep, it's so gross. Yep.
Then you realize they actually gave you the real knife, and you're like, oh, wait a minute. Oh.
Yes, absolutely.
Medic! Ah! Band-Aid!
That's how practical we are.
Right.
We go for the real stuff. Hardcore, baby. Wow. Okay. No, I am like super psyched for Crust right now. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what you think. I think
I got a big note here. Sock monster. I mean, you had me at sock monster right there. I was just like,
I feel like I made like a post yesterday on Facebook, and somebody was like, "Sock monster?" ? I'm like, yeah, you got to see it. You got to see it.
You won't know until you experience the sock.
And he's like really cute. And like lovable too, that makes it like you're like, but he's killing people, but he's so cute.
Oh, Andy, we're gonna have like a watch party or something.
I think so. No, I think we need to. What I think we need to MST3K it.
Oh,
where we're little heads underneath and then watching it.
Oh,
on
yes. That would be so great.
Yeah.
So this is, and again, audio people, we have Rebekah Kennedy, drama and screen queen extraordinaire. Huge. I mean, I really, please don't forget us when you get big. I mean, because I would love to have you back on after you get some more movies under your belt.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, if you want, maybe we'll have Andy come wash your car for you. That's
maybe. Yeah, I'm really good at that.
I'm gonna have to do some favors.
Yeah, right.
But okay, because we're running short on time, and this
so
is why we needed the 2-hour show, Andrew.
Hey, it was your idea to shorten it, man.
I know.
You're like, well, when there's a lot to talk about, what do you do?
Right?
No. See, but everybody's like, 2 hours is too long, and I'm like, okay, we'll shorten it to an hour and see what happens. Which we have gotten really good response, so I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. So Rebekah, yes, we need to have you come back on. But okay, So we the movie Crumb. It's just Crumb, right?
Crust.
Oh, Crust.
But Crumb is the sequel.
No.
Yes. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. I mean, yes, Crust.
Yeah.
and out now on Amazon. A couple bucks you can rent it. It's also on Fandango at home as well. And The Veil is on Amazon, Apple TV, Tubi, all those places.
Yeah, I think we watched it on Tubi, but yeah, it's all over. And then now I know you've got some things coming up. Can you tease us a little bit about those real quick, or no?
Yeah, I can't say much, but I'm like, that's it. No, yeah.
I can't say much, so there we go.
So there we go. I'm gearing up for a feature I'm making, producing and starring in early next year. It's probably going to be like the most physical role I've ever done. So I've been training since June. So it's been
producing, huh?
Wow.
Yeah, it's been fun and hard and all the things. So people can be on the lookout for hopefully an announcement about that soon.
Okay. Now, do you want to be more behind the camera, or are you still just pretty happy being right in front of it?
Yeah. So, I mean, for this one, this is my first feature I'll be producing as well as acting in.
Okay.
I have several coming up that I'm producing as well as acting in. So I'm kind of taking on like more of a dual role in terms of like, being more a part of the process of casting and crew and putting it together, which has been a really fascinating part of it that we don't as actors get to see how much of it is just luck and the cast you're putting together and someone doesn't just quite fit. So, they were amazing, but this other person just looks, it's just all like such bullshit at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Everybody, was so like, we had callbacks. Everybody was so talented, and you're just like putting the puzzle pieces together. So
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so I'm planning to be producing more as well as acting.
Beautiful. All right. Yeah, I know. We're getting to it. That's the weird guy that lives in the rafters of every studio we've moved to for some reason. I'm not sure.
Can't get rid of him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he keeps
I know
getting
him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not the sock monster.
Yeah.
That's a good film. Like I did a film once where it was a short film, but where they like it was kind of based on a true story about this girl that like lived in the like ceiling of a guy's apartment.
Oh, yeah. And that's a real thing. People do that.
Yeah. So it could be like the guy that lives in the studio.
Yeah.
Probably. No, that doesn't mean she likes you. She just is acknowledging the fact that you're up there, you freak.
I see you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's coming after you. All right. So, Rebekah, that is our signal that we need to get into random questions of insanity. It's just a fun little game that tests your psyche and messes with your brain. And there's really no right or wrong answer except for one or two. And we may not even get to those. So, but we'd like you to play. Would you like to play?
Yeah.
Great. Awesome.
I'm scared, but yes.
Be afraid. I'm not sure our first. We have two base questions we usually ask, but I don't think the first one.
We'll see. Maybe.
Just because we're
as a woman of 21 years of age, she just might not have seen many of these movies. That's all.
Well, but she is an actress. Okay. What is the best James Bond film?
Wait, I'm sorry. What was the question?
What is the best James Bond film?
Or do you even care?
I don't know
It's
how
okay.
you answer that. Like, what is the best? Like, that feels like I don't know.
It's like a rhetorical question.
Yeah.
What is the best?
Is there a best James Bond?
Is there? I mean, it depends on like who you like as James Bond and like.
Oh, good. You're going for politics, is what you're going.
No, I don't know. I don't have a.
I'm just here to please the public.
I know. I don't have a good answer. I don't have a good answer.
and that's valid. That totally valid.
Yeah. Perfect answer.
Yeah.
Not why.
I do like Andy's. Or do you even care? Like I don't care.
Right.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. So our second one, which this one's way better.
Yeah.
Favorites are hard for me. Favorites are hard because it's like,
Well, I'm sure you have one of these. What is your favorite sandwich and what all is on it?
that's a good one too. I'm like, I love them all. No, I'm big ham. I'm not like a super fancy sandwich person. But I mean, if I'm at like Subway, for instance, let's say I'm at Subway, because then you could go to like the fancy sandwiches, right? With like,
Yeah.
It's your day. It's Rebekah's best sandwich day.
You have a magic refrigerator.
You have a magic
and you can walk to the magic refrigerator and
There's
pick any.
So I'm probably gonna so magic refrigerator.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna go with like maybe like a roasted chicken,
Okay.
kind of with like avocado, maybe some chipotle mayo, cheese.
What kind of cheese?
Maybe like a cheddar, but honestly, I love any cheese.
Okay.
Cheese is good.
Sure.
But you can go like a pepper jack or American. Like you could do that.
Okay.
Not really a big Swiss fan, I will say. So
No.
maybe not that cheese.
Yeah.
With like some lettuce. On like maybe like a ciabatta, like kind of bread, and not like a
tomato.
chipotle mayo
Okay.
with avocado, and that would
It's
be.
your sandwich, Rebekah. There's nothing that can be wrong with it. So perfect.
I'm like, where am I at? Am I at Subway or am I?
You're in the magic refrigerator with the
Like
soft.
if I'm at Subway, it's probably gonna be like ham and cheese, because like But if I had my magic refrigerator,
with a sock monster making your sandwich.
yes.
Yeah. So here's your sandwich. Here we go.
I'm like, speaking of.
That's how I hear the sock monster in my head. So.
Yeah, he doesn't sound like that, but it's okay.
In my head, he does, Rebekah. It's my movie up here.
Right.
Yeah. No. Okay. Andy.
I know you said favorites are hard, but what was your favorite toy as a child?
Ooh, any kind of doll.
Okay.
I was a big fan of dolls. I played with dolls probably far too long, actually.
Yeah.
Any kind. I had from American Girl to what they call Playground Kids. I don't know if you're familiar.
Oh yeah.
Old, kind of dating myself there. To what I had this called Jenny's World, and she had like had a big mansion. They were like little tiny people.
Yep.
I had a Barbie's dream house, of course. Then I had these like little people. They weren't like doll.
You had midgets.
Well, they were called little people. They're not called that now, but
right.
they were like hard. They were like plastic.
Sure.
And they all had like faces on them, and I would get like really upset because I couldn't find a particular one, and my mom would be like, "Well, what about this one?" I'm like, "That's not it."
Is that it, Mom?
Yeah. So I had like a very deep collection of, and I had like 2 American Girl dolls. So dolls were my thing.
Okay.
All right. And
There you go.
you must have had a huge room just for the Barbie dream house. Oh my gosh. I had two daughters.
Yeah.
Okay, and the 2 youngest both wanted their own Barbie dream house.
Yeah, of course.
And thank God for Facebook Marketplace at one point. Found them for like almost nothing. So they both ended up with their own. And of course, this isn't new.
Right.
No, but it's still the Barbie dream house and it works just fine. So take it.
Growing up, my cat used to lay in the bed of the Barbie's dream house when she was little.
What's better, a cat or a dog?
I have a cat, so I'm going to say cat, but I do like dogs a lot.
Perfect answer.
All right.
Perfect answer.
Yeah, it's all right.
Cats are great because my cat's a real asshole, but
Yeah.
Yes, because that's what cats are.
But yeah, I mean, it's like
they hate people and everybody except them.
she hates everything and everyone, and sometimes tolerates us. But it's like the perfect, like, because they're not so needy. They can also take care of themselves too. So.
Yes. All right, Andy.
It's your night to order pizza for the group. What are we getting?
Well, it's probably a controversial answer, but one of my favorites is pepperoni and pineapple.
Oh,
You wouldn't be surprised at how often pineapple comes up in this conversation.
I don't like the what normally goes on it.
The Canadian bacon, and
I'm not a big Canadian bacon fan.
yeah,
But I do like, and then sometimes if I'm feeling like spicy,
sure.
we'll do jalapenos as well.
yeah, I was gonna say it's missing jalapenos.
Yeah.
Oh,
And sometimes I can't actually eat the jalapeno itself. I'll take them off, but the juice of it is still there. Right. And so like the flavor is still flavored because sometimes
I just see it.
Well, because my husband is like big spicy, so his.
You said you wanted jalapenos. I just want the juice.
Yeah, it's like the juice, the flavor, Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Best music genre.
I mean, the most I listen to is probably pop music. That's probably what I listen to the most, other than like.
Are you a Swiftie?
What?
Are you a Swiftie?
I like Taylor Swift, but I've never been to a concert. I would not consider myself a Swiftie. But I do listen to her music. I mean, I'm a fan of her. I think she's like a genius in like as far as like her business and like herself. And I do like listen to her music, but I'm not like I couldn't tell you like every album and songs and all that. So.
No, that's fine. Hey.
So I can't proclaim myself to be because apparently that's a really like hot topic if you say you are, but you don't know things. So.
Hey, don't worry. She's Satan, so it's fine.
Yeah, no one come for me.
Which explains the horror fascination. So we're fine. Yes. Horror fascination. Right. Andy, one more.
You're like, there's no right or wrong answer. You're like, but there is.
But there is. Yeah.
Sorry. There you go.
Yeah. What's that one movie when it comes on, you have to watch it all the way to the end, no matter where you are in it?
Pitch Perfect.
Oh.
Awesome.
That was a good. I was going to say Smokey and the Bandit.
Perfect answer.
I don't think that one comes on that much, though. I don't know that I've seen it just randomly come on TV.
No, you have.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Like it's not a one that like. Also, Catch Me If You Can. That's another one I like if it comes.
Oh yeah.
That is. Yep. Yeah.
It was a little lengthy for me, but I still really enjoyed it. So
yeah.
Okay. Let's go. What number one bucket list item? I mean, you're pretty young, so you got time, but still.
There's so many things. I don't know. Number one is that's so hard.
Okay. How about dying at a Taylor Swift concert?
How about just a thing on my bucket list? Is that?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Because to say number one is like that's just impossible.
Okay.
My bucket list. I literally do have like, but they're not in like order of like importance. They're just.
Well, what would be one of the top things on your bucket list that you would want?
I mean, this will probably never happen, but work with Meryl Streep would be like.
Oh, that would be cool.
I'll say business wise, and then life.
I like the Meryl Streep thing. That would be super cool.
She was so good in Only Murders in the Building this season, by the way.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So funny.
Just to be in the same room with her would be like a cool.
Well, and Mamma Mia.
Yeah. I mean, she's good at
I haven't seen it. But I'm just saying. Okay, I've seen Mamma Mia and it was funny and I enjoyed it. All right, one more here. You got 30 seconds to tell the world something. What is it?
Oh God, there's so much pressure. Whatever you're doing, like whether it be entertainment, non-entertainment, whatever you're pursuing in life, don't give up. Keep going. It's I don't know. It's there's so many no's and so it's so hard, but it's so worth it if you just keep going, keep finding.
Yes, yes. And that doesn't even get a ding. That gets the DJ air horn right there. Yes. All right. Hey, Rebekah, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to hang out with us. I know you had to kind of end things a little early today to come hang out with us. So I really,
no worries. Yeah,
really appreciate
it. Thanks for having me.
But no, seriously, and please come back later on when we're when maybe we're even a little more bigger, and we got people liking us more or hating us, which could work.
That's true. It could work both. And
Yeah, I mean, Brittany seems kind of, or Bonnie, I'm sorry, Bonnie seems a little heated. So
What? Bonnie? Oh, and Tamelia. Oh, hello. Taylor.
I don't think we said Taylor was Satan. Did we?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did.
I
did.
fully believe she's the embodiment of Satan, but that's fine.
Well, that took a turn.
I know, but see, the police are the best band in the world, and they've been created by God, so it's fine.
And I just leave. I just leave. I don't say anything. I just leave.
Did Kristian not give you the safe word prior to getting on here?
He did.
Okay, yeah.
Which is?
You just say pineapple and leave. Yeah.
You just say I'm out. All right. Hey, seriously, Rebekah, please come back, hang out with us after you get a few more movies under your belt. We'll talk about them, and we'll talk more about pineapples and jalapenos. All right?
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Jalapeno-soaked pineapples. Ooh. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Rebekah Kennedy, catch her on Amazon and Tubi and SVU. And, oh, my gosh. You just turn on the TV. You'll find her.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Hey, thank you so much again, Rebekah. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Thanks for having me.
All right. We'll see you later. Oh, my gosh.
So, hold on. I'm putting 2 and 2 together here. All right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've had this safe word ever since I've been on the show, right?
Yeah.
But do you notice how many people use pineapple for the pizza question? Are they trying to tell us something?
Easter egg. We're missing it. It's
we haven't been paying attention to our own safe
like
word.
a lot of pineapple on my pizza. Pineapple on my pizza.
No, you're not getting this. I really like pineapple.
But what is it that you like about pineapple? Yeah, you're not getting it, are you?
No, really.
Not really.
Pineapple.
Wow. Yeah. That just kind of soaked in now. Sorry, Rebekah.
Oh my goodness. We're so we are the worst. We are the literal worst people in the world.
We're gonna have to write a lot of emails after this.
No, we have a lot of making up to do. Oh my God.
We really, really, really do.
That's why nobody comes back on.
No, that's not true. We've had several reviews.
I know. It was a joke.
And Bonnie, yes. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for us. Again, we ran a little longer than normal, but hey, welcome to the Random Christian Show. Quite random. All right, we have random. It used to be random starting time. Now it's random. So, we are moving forward with that. I want to thank again Rebekah Kennedy so much for being with us. Find her. Google her. Go find her. Great time. Let's see. We got we're off next week.
Yeah. Thanksgiving. We're being thankful next week.
A lot of food. Amelia, thank you so much for joining in with us. Bonnie, thank you. Everybody who's listening at home, make sure to like, follow, subscribe. That's right. We've got Miss Brianna D. She's a recording artist, actress as well. She's dropping a new Christmas single, and we're going to get to hear a little bit of that when she comes back. So we'll have her in just a couple of weeks. In the meantime, for Andrew and for myself, we hope you all have a very safe, happy holiday. Stay away from we will see you in 2 weeks. Be good. Take care of each other. God bless you all. I love you. And yeah, that's. Oh, you left the picture of the here. This there.
Oh.
That's for your Thanksgiving memories. There's the bologna cake.
Oh,
thing.
Now
Yeah.
I have to make it.
Yeah. Now I have to go throw up. Sakes. And I'm trying to find our ending credits, Andrew. And
They're in there.
I know they're in here. I'm just lost. I don't know what to do. All right, kids. Welcome back to the show. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bologna cake.